Good morning, everyone, and welcome to your Saturday, May 11th edition of Wasatch Weekends. We love getting to be here each and every weekend morning to bring you some great information. I'm your host, Maddie Evans, and we've got a very busy show ahead of us. Not only are we going to be talking to the fabulous author of this book that you're going to want to inspire your children at home to read, because she's done a great job really including everyone into the family. We're also going to be talking about an e-bike expo and how maybe it interests you and maybe why you want an e-bike, as well as chatting with Nuzzles to help you find that forever furry friend that you can bring home and take on all of your fabulous adventures. Now, we've got so much taking place on the show, but let's take a look at that local weather forecast right now. We had a chance to catch up with the author of The One and Only Family, a great book that you and your kids could read together at home. Let's hear what she has to say.
These rainy days sure make the plants happy, but they also make me want to curl up with a good book. And joining us this morning, we have author Catherine Applegate joining us. Thanks so much for joining us, Catherine. How are you? Awesome, awesome. And your new book, The One and Only Family, it comes out tomorrow, May 7th, and it's an exciting sequel to some of your other work, but can you tell us a little bit about the book?
This book I never expected to happen because I wrote the original, The One and Only Ivan, 10 years ago plus, and it was based on a real story. There really was an Ivan the gorilla, plucked from Africa, deposited in a mall in Tacoma, Washington for 27 years, believe it or not.
Wow.
And it was such a fascinating and awful and complicated story. I wanted to write about it. But eventually these characters sort of took on lives of their own, and I ended up writing a book called The One and Only Bob, about a dog, The One and Only Ruby, about a baby elephant, and I thought I was done. But it occurred to me that bringing Ivan's story full circle and allowing all his friends to see him as a parent would be a really lovely way to end the story. So he is the parent of twin baby gorillas.
Yeah, I love that. And there's a lot of kind of twin symbolism going on in the book between Ivan and also some of the other characters. Do you have any background with twins, or how do you know how to explain that?
No, just, research and lots of guesswork. And that's interesting because when you're writing from the point of view of any animal, you're doing this kind of leap into anthropomorphism. You have to decide how species are viewing the world. And we don't know, obviously. So we have to take some risks there. I try to get as much factual information in as I can while still keeping it a fun story to read.
Amazing. And speaking of research, I understand you once rented a cow to get some research on a previous book. Any chance you rented a silverback gorilla to really get into Ivan's character here?
I did, in fact, rent a cow. Who knew you could do that? Hourly, by the hour, in fact.
Yeah.
I tried to meet Ivan while he was still alive, and unfortunately it was raining that day. He hated wet weather. But I have become good friends with his caretaker, Jody Kerrigan, who was essentially his best friend. She's a primatologist at Zoo Atlanta, and she was kind enough to take me behind the scenes to spend some time with baby gorillas, and they are absolutely hilarious. It's just like going to any preschool.
Amazing, amazing. And this book and a lot of your work is really for young adults, is that right? Or who's the audience for these books?
Well, I think technically we'd call it middle grade, which
Okay.
it tends to be about 8 to 12. But I've had it read in high schools and in colleges, and I've had people read it to very young readers. So hopefully it crosses, all age groups.
Yeah, it's a beautiful book. It's really easy to consume. Chapters, a couple small little graphics and photos in it. A beautiful looking book. And what's next for you, Catherine?
I've got some more middle grades on tap. I'm working on them right now, and we'll see what happens.
And so with the book coming out tomorrow, luckily I get a copy in my hands here. But what goes into getting a book onto shelves? And as a New York Times bestselling author, what's the process like for you?
Oh, it's messy. It's like sausage and legislation. You don't want to see how it's done. And it's hard. It's very hard to get published. But if you really love writing, you can make it happen. I always tell kids to write from their hearts, embrace their weird, look at the world a little differently, because that's where all of us, our best stories come from.
Yeah, and as a writer at heart, I assume you have some kind of animal background. I understood you were a gerbil salesman, but is animals a passion of yours, or how did you kind of get into this niche?
I was an accidental gerbil salesman when I ended up with a male and female gerbil at about age 9. I was on the front page of the East Grand Rapids, Michigan newspaper
Wow.
as a result.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. Well, Catherine, thanks so much for joining us. Good luck with this book out tomorrow. Check it out.
Do you love your e-bike, or maybe you're in the market to buy a new one? Well, there's an e-bike expo taking place today at 10 a.m. Now, we had a chance to get a little preview from the organizer, so let's see what you could look forward to at the e-bike expo.
Now, the month of May is Bike Month, and it is certainly a fantastic month to really focus on this wonderful sport that we all know and love here in the mountains. And joining me today is the owner of Bingham Cyclery, and we are so excited because we're going to be talking about an expo coming up this weekend. So, Angela, how are you this morning?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Great to have you here. So you are the owner of Bingham Cyclery. Tell me a little bit about Bingham Cyclery and the history, and how you've been involved with it.
Absolutely. So Bingham Cyclery has been around since 1962. I guess it's been 2 years ago now, we celebrated our 60th anniversary. And I've been the owner since 2015. I purchased it from the Bingham family. And it's just been a really fun experience to learn and grow through the communities that we serve. And we're very excited. We opened our Park City location in 2022, the very end of the year, holiday season, not necessarily the start of bike season. And it's been super exciting to meet people in the community. I went to a council meeting last week and was just so impressed by the different groups and different folks that came and attended to talk about what they were passionate about. And it just feels like such an incredible community to be part of. So we're excited to host this e-bike expo on May 11th, this upcoming Saturday, in 2 days. Holy cow, that's really soon, which we can talk about if you'd like to.
Absolutely. So I love that. Park City is such a great community, especially around the world of cycling. And I think that this event, as you mentioned, it's a community-based event. You've got lots of partnerships as well. So tell me all about it. It's from 10 to 2 at your location. So let's talk.
Yeah, absolutely. So our location is in Quarry Village, which is on the Pinebrook/Jeremy Ranch exit for Park City. And out in front of the store, we'll have a bunch of different partners and vendors set up to talk about e-bikes, to educate about e-bikes, and to educate about e-bike safety. So very early on in our adventure here in Park City, we were starting to realize how many, especially younger kids, were riding e-bikes, and how important it is for e-bike education and safety. So it's been a little bit of a personal mission for me to try to figure out how we can offer what I'm calling our informally driver's ed for e-bikes courses. And so we are going to launch our first round of those on Saturday. We have 2 different sessions being offered, and the times are at 10:30 and at 1:15. In addition to that, we have a bunch of wonderful community partners. I want to call out the Wills Foundation. Jen has done such a phenomenal job in the schools and beyond about helmet safety and things like that. We met up with her and we've been talking about, all these ideas that we all have together. How does this come together? And so we were able to pull together a bunch of different partners she's been working with, partners we've been working with, and we're able to offer this opportunity for people to come and learn about e-bikes. So I'm going to be quick and announce a few of the folks that are going to join us. So Park City Police and the Fire Department. We have Basin Rec, we have Intermountain Health, the Park City Hospital coming. We have Wasatch Trails Foundation. We have some of our community groups, Bike MS, Wheelie Spoked, which is a really fun community group, Bike Utah, which is a statewide advocacy group. That's who we'll be partnering with to offer that e-bike safety course. Summit Bike Share to talk also about a new helmet share program that we're excited to participate in. And then some of our brands, Shimano, Trek, Electra, and Turn will also be there. So we're really excited just to kind of put things together and present it to folks. And then the other thing to highlight is some of the other courses that will be offered. Park City Hospital is going to do a Stop the Bleed session. Actually, it looks like two of them, 12:15 and 1:30. And then the fire department is going to do an e-bike battery safety course a couple of times during the day. And we'll have a little group ride and all kinds of fun things happening. Donuts will likely be served too, if that helps.
Who doesn't love a good donut? Now, you mentioned just seeing younger kids zipping all around Park City. I know I would follow the trails and go to Starbucks, and there are e-bikes everywhere. So I love that you're bringing awareness to safety precautions to be taking, and I love that there's first aid awareness as well. And it sounds like a really fun and community-centric event.
Yeah, I think it will be. And we love e-bikes. We sell a lot of them. It's obviously a trend that's not going away. And so I think it's really important to be proactive about safety and about access and about what we can do as community partners to make sure people feel confident and comfortable when they're out riding bikes on pavement or on trails, etc. It's just really a key part of who we are as a local bike shop and what we believe in for ourselves and for the community.
I think you're much more than a local bike shop.
You're sweet. Thank you.
You are definitely a lifestyle and a very important part of the community here as well. So where can we go for more information? Do you need to buy tickets? Can you show up at any time? Do you have to register ahead of time?
No tickets needed. It's a free event. You're welcome to come for the whole time or part of it. To find more information, just go to our website, which is binghamcyclery.com. And right on the front page, you're going to see right front and center, it's going to show you our e-bike expo. So you can just click on that link and it will give you all the information you would need.
And that's great. And so that event will be taking place in the Park City location. But where are your other locations across northern Utah?
Yeah, thanks for asking. We span the Wasatch Front. So we have a location in Ogden, in Sunset, which is across from Hill Air Force Base, and then in downtown Salt Lake City, and also in Sandy.
Awesome. Well, I hope that you continue to expand because the work that you're doing is wonderful. And I love the idea of this first annual expo. I'm going to put it out there.
First of many, yes.
First of
Thank
many.
you.
It's going to be wonderful. Well, Angela, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck to you. I'm sure you are running around getting all of the details finalized for this event.
That time of year, we love it.
It's going to be, and it's a great way to kick off the summer season. So we appreciate your time and your investment into the community.
Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Now stay tuned. We'll be back with more of the show right after this quick break.
We love celebrating the quirky little national holidays each and every day, and today is National Eat What You Want Day. So that means that if you're on a diet, today's a great cheat day. Now we're going to show you how to make a McGriddle at home, and that way maybe you can kick off your cheat day to the right start. Let's take a look.
I love when Kevin and I work together because we just make some fun recipes in the kitchen.
Yeah, and you know what? This one's going to be an easy one. It's one of those, if you got a bunch of people staying at your place, it's easy to just whip up real quick, put in the oven before you go out and ski.
And it gives you all of the different things like protein and the carbs, especially before you go out and ski. You can just grab them and go pop it in the microwave. It's gonna rock and roll. But so what we are making are the McGriddle muffins. So I know people like that at McDonald's, but we're going to make our own version. So we know what kind of ingredients we're putting in them, and they're going to have just about the same taste and flavor, just all packed into a muffin.
The TV8 Griddle McMuffin.
The
is
TV
what it is.
Griddle.
Because you've got guests coming in town, I've got guests coming in town, and this is something quick and easy.
It is, it is so true. You want as easy as possible, as minimal pans as possible. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. So what's really great is we've got pancake mix, we've got sausage, we've got cheddar cheese, maple syrup.
Right here.
And then we're just going to use some water as well as, whatever else that you feel like you want to put in. So it's kind of a catch-all. So we're going to do about 2 cups of our pancake mix.
All right.
So we've just got our regular buttermilk pancake mix. So I'm just going to start pouring it in here and guesstimating what about 2 cups looks like. So you don't want to use the whole one, the whole box, because we're not making that many.
Not making that many. I'm going to start on the sausage.
We've got the sausage.
Got to get that going.
All right, so that looks pretty good to me. What do you think, Kev?
Yep.
Yeah, that's
2
about
cups.
about
I've ever
2.
seen 2 cups. That's 2 cups.
We're
right there.
about at the 2 cups there. And then what we're going to add is about 1.5 cups of water and 1/4 of a cup of maple syrup.
Okay.
So if you don't have, your measuring cups, it really is just, you can decide like what kind of consistency you're looking for here.
Here's your
So
maple
Kevin's going
syrup.
to pass me the maple syrup. I'm just going to add that in, and I think it really doesn't matter how much maple syrup you want to put in this. I think the more the better, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. Sweeten it up.
If sweetening it up, sweetening it up.
Words are hard.
Words are hard, especially when you're making a delicious
So
McGriddle
you're all excited.
muffin.
That's why.
I
Because
am.
this is just, you smell the sausage going. You're pouring out that,
I can smell
that log cabin syrup.
The maple syrup.
My
I am a
goodness.
syrup snob, and I blame this on my mother. I was born in the Northeast.
Yeah.
So Vermont maple syrup. So
So
anything.
did you have your own maple trees? You went up and stuck the tube in?
We went a couple, we did that a few times when we were very little, but I prefer real maple syrup over anything else. If it's regular syrup, I don't eat it. So real
syrup
maple
snob.
syrup always, it's the
Okay.
best. So we did about 1/4 of a cup. I'm gonna just add a little bit more here. And then we're gonna grab, we're just gonna add about a cup or 1 1/4 cups of water.
Water.
So if you don't have water, you can literally just grab a coffee
If
mug.
you don't have water, you're going to be really thirsty.
I mean, if you don't have a
That's
measuring
the
cup.
answer to that
and then you just
question.
fill it on up.
While I sit here and get this sausage going.
I'd say about 1.5 cups that looks about good to me. We're just gonna go
perfect.
ahead and pour this in here. There it is. And if you feel like there's a little bit much, you can add more of the pancake mix to it. And we're gonna start on the low. And we know how much I love using my electric beater here
I
in
will
the kitchen.
step out of the frame for a moment. Well,
But there we go.
Very good.
Looking good. So we're just gonna add the consistency, and it really is whatever consistency
is it like
you
a pancake mix consistency?
Exactly.
Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah. So we'll probably add a little bit more in here. We've got our water, we've got our maple syrup. It's looking great. Sausage is cooking up. How do you like your pancakes? Do you like them a little bit on the thicker side, or are you more of a?
I'm a thin pancake guy.
I like a thin pancake
Yep.
too. So we'll see. We'll see how
Not a
this turns
crepe.
out.
It's thin pancake.
Do you like crepes?
I do like crepes.
Do you know how to make crepes?
Yes, I do.
Uh-oh, looks like we might have to
have
be
a crepe
making
day.
crepes on
We could have a
on
crepe
the
day.
show. All right, looking good here. It just smells like breakfast. It smells like a Saturday morning breakfast.
Actually, yeah.
I know
This will
it.
get you out of bed. When you start smelling the Jimmy Dean maple sausage cooking, it's time to get up.
It is
Rise
time
and shine, my
to
friends.
get up. And you just kind of keep mixing it in. Every Saturday morning when I was growing up, and even still to this day, every time I'm home and I'm visiting my parents, Dad makes pancakes for everyone. So, he is the pancake connoisseur. So we're just making the right consistency so that it'll rise in these muffin tins. And you can make them in mini muffin tins, so they're like a little bit of a dipper and a bite.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fun. Or
That's
you can
fun.
just make it in a normal muffin size.
So can we give your dad the title of the pancake king of the Northeast?
We 100% can.
Okay.
100%. He still makes them to this day. It's Christmas morning. deliciousness.
All right,
We
Mr.
have-
Perot, you just got a new name, my friend.
He's probably thrilled watching
He is.
watching us make
I'm
pancake
sure he is.
batter
All
on
excited.
air. The
He's-
sausage is looking good.
He's probably in the kitchen making it with us right now.
You know, at least in his heart and his mind, he is. So we're just gonna keep on mixing it. As we keep on mixing, I mean, that looks pretty good to me. And now, a McGriddle sandwich is usually, 2 pancakes, which is what we're doing here. And then you've got your breakfast meats, your cheese, and your eggs. But we're not gonna throw eggs in this. This is just a traditional pancake mix.
Is it pancake or Panama cake? Panama?
I say
Hammond.
pancake, Kevin. I
Is it
don't.
Pan? How many M's?
How many M's?
There's no M in
There are 0
pancake.
M's in pancake.
It's just a test. You know how I like to test you.
It's true. All right, this is looking great. So we're gonna go ahead and add our cheese in, and we'll wait until the sausage is fully cooked before we put it in here as well. So if you wouldn't mind passing me the cheddar cheese,
There you go.
that would be great.
What's MFI?
Magnetic face integration
That's right.
technology.
You know, we have our little discussion with eyepieces of ale. Maybe that'll come up. We don't know. Stay tuned.
Eyepieces of ale, they really are great. We love having conversations with them.
Who thought eyepieces of ale would come up during our cooking segment? See how we just roll things together here?
We
PBA?
do. You know what? It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun.
So I'm just putting you can put about a cup of cheese in here if you want to. I'm just gonna free eye it here.
It's free cheesing over there. Gotta watch
Free
you every now
cheesing.
and then. This is a family show.
Sausage smells so good. I cannot wait to eat this. So we're gonna mix it in. So we're mixing in the cheese into our pancake
Take that
mix.
away from me. I don't want it on my sweater.
Just gonna get it all over Kevin's sweater. As you can see, it's looking good there. Now you can make it as cheesy or as not cheesy as you want to. I think we're gonna go
Moderate
average,
cheese.
moderate cheese.
Moderate
That-
cheese.
That looks moderate to me.
MC, moderate
MC,
cheese.
yeah. And as we do that, then we've got our cupcake tin here. So
Got
a
it.
muffin tin, whatever you want to call it. And then we can grease the inside of these or just pour it in it directly and see what happens.
You want to grease it a little bit. You
I
don't
want to
it
grease
stick.
it a little bit. So I'm going to grab some butter out of our fridge. You can use a cooking spray if you want to. Whoops, as I drop
So
it.
now, are we blending in the sausage?
We're blending the
Okay.
sausage into the pancake mix.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we're just gonna dump it all in here and cook
Gotcha.
it in the oven. You want your oven temperature at about 400 degrees.
Okay.
And then you do it for about 12 to 15 minutes. Or as I like to say, you can take the baking test by taking a knife, sticking it in the middle, and then pulling
Like
it
you
out.
did yesterday for your flourless chocolate cake.
Exactly. You just do that, and then when you do that, if it comes out clean, then you know that your pancake or your muffin is finished.
Clean and mean. Love
Clean
it.
and mean. So we're just doing a quick little grease here on the bottom of these pans, and then we'll grease the edges. Looking good.
Yeah, it is
Smelling
good.
I know our camera crew is excited about this one.
Every dog in the neighborhood is going to follow me around because I've got the scent of sausage in my.
And
Close.
who doesn't love the scent of sausage?
Seriously, who doesn't?
I mean, honestly, it's my
Vegetarians
favorite.
and vegans don't.
Yeah, true.
But not always, because like they make,
Things
like
that's-
Morningstar Farms, they make stuff that tastes and smell like bacon and sausage.
It's so true.
So maybe
Yeah.
I
so
made a
true.
false statement there, sorry. I'll retract that statement. You can turn off my heat if you have a free hand.
I do. There we go.
Okay.
Looking good. Looking great. And it's, we want it mostly cooked because it is going to be, you are putting it in there, but it's okay because we are cooking it in the
It's
in the
only
oven as
12
well.
to 15
Yeah.
minutes though, so yeah, I think we're pretty well cooked.
Yeah, it looks good to me. All right, well, these are greased. Are you ready to pour the sausage into our mixture,
I've never
Kevin?
been more ready than to pour sausage into the mixture.
All
You ready?
right, ready. There we go.
Don't get it too close to the hot.
And we'll give it a quick stir. Mix it in there.
Batter up.
Batter up, and then we'll just start pouring it into our muffin tins. Looking good to me.
Yeah.
This is going to be a delicious breakfast. We can also just dip these as well. When you pull them out of the oven, you can dip them into some maple syrup if it's not sweet enough, but I think we put a good amount.
I think so too.
It looks good to me.
Okay.
Awesome. So we're going to go ahead and start pouring them into our muffin tins, and then during the break, we're going to pop them in the oven. We're going to rock and roll, and then in 12 to 15 minutes, we'll pull them out. We'll show you what it looks like. It's going to be delicious.
We'll be right back.
We will be.
Are you looking for a forever adventure buddy and maybe someone that just brings you the most unconditional love and companionship? Well, Nuzzles has the perfect solution to that. So let's introduce you to Josh.
Now, we love our partnership with Nuzzles & Co. because we never know what cute furry friend will be joining us weekly. And joining me today is Josh, and he's got the cutest little friend in his arms. Who do you have with you today, Josh?
This is Wellington. Wellington is a 1-week-old baby goat. One of our staff members has a couple of pygmy goats, and they had babies. They had kids last week. So it's been 1 week since they were born, and they are super, super cute and playful. And I guess I didn't know how much joy that would be in life watching baby goats run around being baby goats.
That sounds wonderful. Like, if you're stressed out, go find a baby goat. Oh my goodness, Wellington, how cute. So tell me
Look at you.
Wellington looks a little camera shy, but has just been loving sitting in your arms. So tell me, how many brothers and sisters does Wellington have?
So he has one other sibling. That there was 2 boys born, and they're just like, I don't know. It was funny because they were born and they're just like right on their feet. I've never been around baby goats before. I'm not a farm guy. And so it's been quite the learning experience of watching them. I mean, just hours old, they're running around and just being exactly what you think goats should do.
He looks so relaxed. So tell me a bit, do you have some fun things happening this upcoming weekend?
So today is our baby shower. So once a year, we kind of celebrate all the baby animals, and we do a little bit of fundraiser and fun activities. And so today from 12:30 to 3 o'clock, these 2 baby goats and their mom will be in our center romp room in our adoption center. So you can watch them run around, jump on playground equipment, be really super cute. They like to jump in the air and kick their feet together, and occasionally they do headbutts and things. So they'll be there for people to kind of watch them do all their adorableness. And we'll have some scholarship opportunities, meaning you can, for a $150 donation, you can give a baby animal a scholarship, and that pays for their spay, neuter, microchip, all that other stuff. And I'm actually printing off graduation certificates that you get to take home. We have scavenger hunt bingo, so bingo cards that have all sorts of things on them, and so you get to walk around the adoption center and look at various things. And when you get a bingo, you get to spin our spinner wheel for a prize. And then we also have an opportunity drawing. So if you want to buy opportunity drawing tickets, it helps support our rescue. And we have a $275 spa package that you can win for that.
I mean, all of those things sounds like so much fun and exactly a good way to come visit and a good reason to come visit. So I love the scholarship and the play on words that you have for this event. And I can't get over how cozy Wellington looks just hanging out in your arms.
Jenna, who's our cat manager, is the one who owns the goats. And she said these baby goats really like a lot of socialization. And so they love being held. They're super affectionate and they're very playful. And just like dogs and cats, like having this sort of affection when they're really young, it imprints on their brain and makes them more sociable as adults. So this is actually really key to their upbringing right here.
To their development. I mean, he's just falling asleep in your arms. I'm sure as soon as you put him down, he's going to be kicking and jumping.
Kicking around.
Hey,
and
he's
it's
smart.
so cute. They're just jumping and hopping and just, it's so adorable. So stop by our adoption center today. Come watch the goats and just be entertained. Play some bingo, spin and see if you can win a prize. And we do have puppies and kittens and other adult animals for adoption today.
That's wonderful. Well, Josh, tell us again about volunteer opportunities, how we can come walk dogs and cats or pet cats, whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, both locations, volunteers are welcome to come walk dogs, spend time with cats. Some people brush the cats, some people are reading to them, just being around them so that they can understand what it's like to be in a home, spend some time with them, socialize them. And we do have the goats at the ranch when they're not at the adoption center right now. So you can even come by and meet the baby goats if you come volunteer at the ranch.
Well, it sounds like a blast. I mean, Wellington, I can't get over him. He's so cute. I love it. So he's got
Oh,
one other brother, and it's just going to be fun for anybody involved. Well, Josh, we appreciate you and all the work that you're doing in the community to rehome and provide better lives for these animals as well. So thanks for everything.
absolutely. We love what we do. We pour a lot of our own hearts and souls into what we do, and the animals, you can just tell they're not stressed out. They're happy, and they're ready to make your home rich and happy.
I love it. Well, Nuzzles & Co. is such an incredible staple in our community. We appreciate you, Josh, and best of luck on the baby shower today. And we'll can't wait to hear how it goes.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Now, stay tuned. We'll be back with more of our show right after this quick break.
The expedition from hell being lost in the Amazon. We had a chance to speak not only to the participant, but to the journalists who are going to show you some of these great lost tapes and talk about the experience of being completely alone in the Amazon. Let's take a look.
I'm always so fascinated and curious about people who like to try extreme things, and especially when they do them in the name of charity. Now, we have a very interesting conversation to be had with the executive producer and a participant of the brand new docuseries that's dropping on Discovery Plus this Sunday called The Expedition from Hell, The Lost Tapes. Joining me today is executive producer David Freed and Alexander Hernandez, a participant in the journey. Gentlemen, how are you this morning?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Good morning. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday. We are live now. Excited to chat about this new docuseries. So, David, let's start with you. You know, you're executive producer on the project. You know, what made you decide that this is a story that needs to be told?
So Mickey Grossman is the guy who put this expedition together. He put it together back in 2012 following a bout of melanoma cancer, where he, I guess, kind of got really close to what he thought maybe was the end of his life. He had a lot of cancer in his family, and ostensibly put together an expedition to bring awareness to cross 5,000 miles from the west coast to the east coast of South America, something that hadn't been done since the days of the Spanish explorers. And he said he wanted to do that to bring awareness to cancers for altruistic reasons. We inherited about, I don't know, several hundred hours of tape of this expedition and tried to piece it together into something coherent, something that made sense. You know, we would get these random clips completely unorganized. On one clip, we'd see an armed group of men with machine guns. On one clip, we see a bridge breaking and someone falling through it. And we don't have any context for any of this or what the heck was happening. So a big part of this was piecing together the puzzle of the expedition and trying to make sense of it and telling that story. And for me, very early on, it was clear that this was not your usual Discovery Channel expedition survivalist show. This was something very different, and it takes a lot of twists and turns and gets kind of nuts along the way. But also, it's kind of funny. Like, it's not just that Apocalypse Now descent into madness. It's also got like a little bit of Tropic Thunder, which appeals to me.
I love that Apocalypse Now descends into madness. Now, the trailer is very intense, and it really kind of, you can see the chaos in it. So, Alexander, you participated in this journey. Why did you decide to do it? And let's talk further.
It's actually quite embarrassing. It was a chamber event. We were all in suits and ties, having wine and cheese, and a pretty woman comes up and says, "Hey, do you want to save and help kids with cancer and at the same time maybe cross a couple swamps?" And I thought, you know what, my dad did this and brought us to the country here to you know, when he was learning and going through school. I could do this. I could help save the planet and help kids with cancer. So it started out with some great ideals and altruistic thoughts, but was a much tougher experience than I had ever thought.
Yeah, it definitely looks very intense. So I can't wait to watch the series. So Alexander, did you train for it? Did you have any idea what to expect outside of you're going on this wild expedition through the Amazon?
I mean, some of the stuff you just got to see, but most of my training was done in my living room with my army boots and socks on top of my army boots, because my wife didn't want me to have the army boots around the carpet or the furniture. So it was kind of like training, but not really.
That's very, I can't wait to see it. And so, David, let's talk a little bit further. You know, according to people, the only person that actually completed the full 5,000 miles was Mickey Grossman. So what is this journey? What can we expect as we watch this docuseries?
Well, I don't want to get too deep into spoiler territory, but it is true that not everybody makes it to the end. It is true that this is a very harrowing experience, full of twists and turns that do shed some of its expedition attendees along the way. You know, Alex was talking about wearing his boots around his living room to try and prepare. And when Mickey cast a net to bring participants with him, I don't think his chief concern was always the best survivalists in the world. You really have a couple of great fish out of water stories in people like Alex that help. I think that a lot of the audience is going to relate with. So what the audience is going to see, they're going to see the rise and fall of a very doomed expedition across the Amazon.
Sounds great. Now, Alex, and keeping in the vein of not giving away spoilers, is there a specific moment as you were going through this journey that really stands out to you?
Oh, there's so many moments that you wanted to go, oh my God, this is beautiful. And there are some moments that you want to give up and you want to cry, and there's no one to cry to. No one, you can't cry to Mickey. Mickey is Mickey. Mickey's tough and crazy, and it's both an appealing thing but a scary thing. So there's moments in there that you don't believe. You're going, why am I here? What's going on? This is crazy.
Well, I cannot wait to watch it. So, David, tell us, where can we find the docuseries, and when does it air?
This is airing Expedition from Hell, The Lost Tapes, this Sunday, May 12th, on wherever you get your Discovery and streaming on Max.
Wonderful. Well, David and Alex, thanks so much for joining. Congratulations on the release and the world premiere happening this Sunday, May 12th. We appreciate you both. And Alex, I'm glad you survived.
Me too. Thank you.
Now stay tuned. We'll be back with more of our show right after this quick break.
We all have that one friend who puts everything on their credit card, that way they get the miles. Well, now you can get some tips and tricks on what you can do to make the most of your credit card rewards. Ross had the chance to sit down and chat with an expert, so let's hear what they have to say.
I'm your host, Ross Leonhardt. Up next, we are joined via Zoom with the Executive Chairman of the Electronic Payments Coalition, Richard Hunt. We're talking credit cards and cashback rewards, all that good stuff. Richard, thanks for joining us.
Hey, a good day to you.
So I understand there's a new survey out, but let's get right into it. What are some of these benefits that people are using, and who can use these cashback benefits with credit cards?
Yeah, you bet. When you think of reward points, usually you think of somebody taking a vacation for the family or going international. But our new study shows that 70% of low to middle income cardholders utilize reward cards. They use it as a lifeline to make everyday needs, and they prefer cash back over miles. They use the cash back to pay down their grocery bill or their gasoline prices, and especially around back to school season, and also they use it during the holiday season. This is the fastest growing segment in the country.
That's amazing. And how else can people take advantage of this? What advice do you have for people that are looking to use this?
Yeah, well, first off, I would say everybody should use their points as soon as possible. They should also sign up through their credit card dining options. Every day people eat out or they do takeout these days, and you can get multiple points for the same service you got just by signing up to their reward program through their credit card.
Yeah, and I understand that this really benefits low and middle income people that have these. Is that right? And who can take the best advantage of these?
Yeah, look, everyone can go to their credit card to get advantage of it, but it's just mind-boggling to us how people depend on using reward cards to meet everyday needs. People need this to supplement their income during this high inflationary times. And I would always just make sure, whenever possible, use your credit card. Of course, pay it off each and every month, but I would certainly take advantage of the reward programs that your credit card gives you.
Yeah, awesome. And definitely paying it off every month is a huge one. Any other tips?
Yeah.
Obviously, there's some great stuff that come along with this. Any other tips or things to be careful of?
Yeah, not to be careful of. Look, this is a very convenient program for everybody to use. Both the merchant and the consumer gets a great benefit with instantaneous payment system. So I would definitely use your credit card whenever possible. I would also go to our website, handsoffmyrewards.com, to learn more about how to use your credit card to help you out with everyday expenses, and also to make sure horrible legislation in Congress does not pass. We saw this show back in 2010 when reward points for debit cards went away. We don't want that to happen once again in the United States Congress with the reward cards for credit cards to go away. The Durbin-Marshall bill is trying to make its way through Congress. We're trying to do everything we can to defeat this legislation.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that bill that's in front of Congress right now and the kind of the timeline there and what we're hoping for.
Well, they're trying every day to attach this bill onto the FAA reauthorization bill, which has nothing to do with that piece of legislation. They're trying to change the way credit cards are processed. And one of the dire consequences of this is your reward points would go away. We cannot let that happen. Please go to handsoffmyrewards.com.
Yeah, that would be such a bummer. And obviously different cards have different rewards. What's stopping you from getting 9, 10 of these things and getting all the rewards?
Yeah, nothing except you're not using the website to go to your credit card to make sure you sign up for all the offers. The offers change sometimes on a daily basis. You got to stay ahead of it to make sure you get great value. There's some 8,000 credit cards in circulation today that are offered by banks and credit unions. So please make sure you go and take full advantage of your credit card.
Awesome. And where can people just go and listeners go in general for more information?
Yeah, look, go to handsoffmyrewards.com, handsoffmyrewards.com. It's an A to Z website that tells you the best use of your credit card and to stop bad legislation from passing.
Amazing, amazing. And I just want to go back real quick. I know you mentioned gasoline, groceries. What are some of these other, day-to-day things that people can use these rewards on?
Well, I don't think there's anything you can't use rewards for, whether it is going out to eat, gasoline prices as well, newspaper subscription, magazine subscriptions, across the board. I think I use my credit card probably 6 times a day for every single purchase that I make. I accumulate the reward points, I pay off my bill each and every month, and then I use it for trips and for also cashback purposes.
Yeah, I think those big vacations are what most people think of, but obviously there's those day-to-day, like you said, 6 times a day you could be using that credit card for rewards.
Yeah.
What's kind of next in this world? What can people look forward to?
Well, I think what you can look forward to is making sure we are able to keep your credit cards like they are, to make sure it is safe, secure, and convenient. Think about when you use your credit card today, you have great peace of mind that is a safe and secure transaction. What this would do in Congress, no doubt about it, unfortunately, I think fraud would go up. You wouldn't be as safe and secure as you once were, and we cannot allow that to happen.
Awesome. And at the Electronic Payments Coalition, you guys do so much over there. What else is going on over there at the EPC?
Well, at APC, we're strictly focused right now on this draconian legislation that's trying to get through Congress. We're trying to make sure that fraud remains low in this country, although we have some very bad people in this country who get up every single day trying to do nothing but hack into your credit card. We're trying to make sure that both low income, moderate America, income America, and higher income all have safety and convenience of their credit card.
Awesome. Richard, thanks so much for joining us this morning. It's kind of fascinating what's going on there, and hopefully that legislation, we'll keep our eye on that as well, and those credit cards, rewards keep rolling right along. Thanks for joining us.
to thank you so much for tuning in to your Saturday edition of Wasatch Weekends. Now, Mother's Day is tomorrow. I think 2 perfect gifts that you could give your mom are a new puppy from Nuzzles, or you can do breakfast in bed with that delicious McGriddle recipe, or a third option is you could go get her an e-bike today at 10 a.m. We want to thank you so much for tuning into your Saturday edition. Make sure that you tune in tomorrow for your Sunday edition, and we'll see you then.